To dodge the light coming in for Marion as well as for you guys, so I apologize if the light is shining in your eyes. So thank you for being here today. We have a great crowd, and thank you to the City of Alva for hosting us this morning. A lot going on in the world this upcoming month. We have the Woods County Coalition having their taco pile-on Monday at the Methodist Church, and this is a benefit for Gulp and Gallup, and also to give fresh fruits and vegetables to the food bank. So if you have some time and want to have a great lunch, stop by and have a taco pile-on. On the 23rd is the ribbon cutting for Faith Hospice. If you know where the Penninger building is, it is in that building. So join us at noon for the Faith Hospice ribbon cutting. In June, I see Charlie here, we are having the Nescatunga Arts Festival. It is the 50th anniversary of that event, so make plans to attend. It will be an exciting day for Alva because not only is that going on, but we have the Mudslinger Shootout, the ARC Tournament, and we've got one more. We have the Northwestern Golf Tournament. So busy day for Alva, so come out and enjoy that day. The 15th of June is Pack the Park. The Alva Police Department puts on that event. And then June 21st, we will meet up again for a legislative eggs and issues wrap-up, and that will be at Northwest Technology Center. And they have a new program that they're going to share with us as well that day. So make plans on your calendar for June 21st. So Kelly, I'm going to turn this over to you. Thank you to the City of Alva for hosting us this morning, and tell us a little bit more about what's going on.
Well, I won't keep everybody very long, but there's quite a bit going on with the city here lately. I'm glad everybody could be here. If you haven't been to City Hall in a while, you'll notice that we've got a little bit of a facelift. Floor to ceiling, we've new flooring, fresh paint, new ceiling, new lighting. Everything is so much brighter in here. And then I noticed this morning coming in, we've got some nice prints on the wall that I'm assuming these are from Alva days of old. So
they are. Everyone is from Alva. It'll be. These are temporary on the walls temporarily right now. We've still got to get them framed and everything to be put back up.
The one I like is that right there Brenda is displaying for us. That Alva was the City Hall was $30,000 when it was new, whatever year that was. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think that touched the air conditioner this year. But we do have new, mechanical systems in place as well, along with the facelift, and so City Hall is shaping up. After a while, you got to take care of old buildings, and so I know the college is doing some things, and then I know that a lot of the folks that have been in buildings for a while in our community are having to do some of those things as they go as well. So we're no different. We have. This is budget time for us in the city, and here lately we've been really in a decent shape as far as it seems that the local economy may be picking up a little bit since the first of the year. We've had more, kind of when you look at the sales tax number for the city of Alva, it's been since about 2015-16 that we saw very many months of $400,000 in sales tax revenue. And we've seen 3 or 4 of those months so far this year, since the start of the year in January. And so it seems like some things are picking up in town. I'm glad to see that. We're also, with that, trying to figure out what kind of revenue projections we can have for next year as we're in the process of wrapping up our budget to be able to start our new business year on July 1st. We'll be, I think on Monday's agenda, we're going to have, be announcing or approving, the City Council will be approving a resolution to have our business facade grant, our All About Alva program that we're trying to get going to encourage people to basically, be good supporters of our community. It's kind of the Chamber of Commerce motto. We need everybody that lives here to shop here, and then we need people that aren't from here to come here and shop as well. And so we're excited to be rolling out that grant program to help our businesses in the community put their best foot forward with their stores. The idea is that it's 50/50 matching grant. We'll match up to $5,000 of a project to help you with, straightening out your storefronts or your windows or your doors or displaced, items or whatever it may be that you think will help you attract more business to your stores. We depend on people shopping in your stores in order for us to have the sales tax we need to not only support City Hall, but scholarships at the university, dollars for capital improvements and operations at the hospital, as well as the recreation complex. So we want your businesses to succeed, and I'm excited that the work that's gone in to get this grant program ready, the money that's been budgeted by our city council members to help with this, and excited to see where we can go with it. Looking forward to the improvements that happen over time. We will be working on some other initiatives in our All About Alva program to try and help businesses with some best practices to the extent that we can. We want to be able to help our businesses access resources, whether it be through the university or the VOTEC or maybe some other means, Department of Commerce or whatever resources we have access to. We want to put those resources in the hands of our local business owners so that they can grow and develop their businesses and be more sustainable for long-term growth in our community. And so we're working on that. There's a lot of when you try to do that for an entire business community, there's a lot of variation in how different businesses are, but we're looking forward to being able to roll that out in the near future. If you've driven through town, you know that we're underway with our street projects for the year. As we have made practice the last few years, right before the weather gets to asphalt overlay temperatures, I guess you will. It's got to be hot and dry for asphalt overlays, and so in the time this spring we've been zipping up roads and getting surfaces ready to be overlaid, and I believe we've already overlaid a few blocks of street. I think Fifth Street's been
finished up. Fifth
Street's finished up
this week.
But then again, we're going to have a little bit of a setback, or we've had a little bit of a setback with some street issues when the rains came through and washed out a little bit of Flynn Street down there by Mino. But all in all, it seems like we're on task for still completing our street programs for this year, what we've budgeted and what we have planned to do. And so that's a good thing. Probably the biggest thing coming up has been we've had a public hearing, and we've had some public surveys, and we've had a lot of, we've tried to have some conversations and discussions about what to do to ensure that we have a city pool for our community for years to come. Been a lot of talk about that, and in general, I believe the consensus to be that our folks want to make sure that we have a city pool for the kiddos and the families to be able to use through the summer and keep them off the streets, if you will. And there's a lot of us in this room that remember our childhoods, growing up and using the pool there. And so I don't think there's any question as to whether or not people want a pool in our community. The big question now comes in how do we pay for the changes that are going to be required in order for us to meet the Health Department requirements. So we're looking at probably a $2.5 to $2.6 million project, and we're mostly focusing on preserving our history in the current pool. As it seems that we probably received more feedback in favor of that at this time. But there's also, probably a very comparable cost to starting new and building a new pool. So it wouldn't be a lot of difference in money either way. But we're trying to be diligent to make sure that we do what our citizens want us to do with regard to the pool. We will be discussing and whether or not to move forward with a bond issue for the pool. So the parameters that we're looking at is it would be an ad valorem tax. It would only affect the property owners within the municipal boundary, so inside the city limits. If you live outside the city limits, it wouldn't affect you. But that doesn't mean that, we'd check to see where you live before you came to the pool to swim. We will want visitors. So, it's something that we're going to make a priority either way. And if the public is interested in helping us do that through a bond issue, there'll be a vote on that. Would be tried to be scheduled for August, such that if it were approved, regardless either way, we'll move forward with seeking bids and everything in September, so that once the pool closes down for the summer, we'll be ready to start work, because there's a lot of work that has to happen between the close of this season and the beginning of next season. If we didn't do a bond issue, we'd be pushing other projects back, and I'll be interested to know what everybody's opinions are of that. And if you want to talk to me privately, I'd be happy to share my opinions. As would, I think, any of the council members, particularly Finance Committee's been working on this for a little while. So it's on the agenda for Monday night too, I think.
We'll be having a special meeting at 6 o'clock to discuss it.
Okay, special meeting 6 o'clock Monday. The other thing is, with all the things that are going on, we always want to hear feedback from folks. Occasionally we have folks come to our meetings, in addition to Marianne and Dr. Pecky. We do like to hear from people, and that's if you have something that you're concerned about or have questions about, we invite you to our council meetings. We do have a public comment item on the agenda with every meeting, and we'd love to hear from you. And even if you don't have anything to say, if you want to come down and listen to see how our business is conducted and that sort of thing, please do so. I'll stop talking except if anybody has any questions. All right. Well, I do appreciate everyone being here this evening. I know we have our greatest community supporters in our room right now, and it's always wonderful to attend the chamber coffees and see folks. But it's real nice to be able to host as a city here this morning. So thank you, guys.
And you guys in the room, please know, if you ever want to bring someone with you, you can. I heard the term resource, and it triggered a thought. Monday, Gulp and Gallup receives their food from the food bank, and if anybody is able to, they'll be delivering the food, and we have to get it off of the truck. So if you were able to help get it off the truck and get it to the school, we would love your help. So adding that into the conversation. 11:15 will be that time at the food bank. Yes.
The Cemetery Board is sponsoring a Memorial Day service at the cemetery at 9 o'clock on Monday the 27th. We'll have Nathan Braddock give a short devotional. Scotty Cox will give his now famous speech that he presented at the Tombstone Tour. And we hope the Boy Scouts will be there to raise the flag, and we hope it will be the first appearance of Alva's American Legion Riders chapter. So we'll see if they show up.
Does anybody else have any community announcements today? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm Luis Garcia. I'm the assistant pastor at Alva Wesleyan Church, and I'm now the formal food bank director. We now have a new food bank director, so her name is Jennifer.
Hello. We want to thank you all for the support of the postal pickup that we had last Saturday. We collected 2,665 pounds of food through the mail carrier's food drive. So thank you for your support, and we can always use food. So feel free to do collections and drives, and you can let me know if your organization, business would like to participate and what kind of needs we have, I can share that with you. So
Yeah, we still will keep it in the Wesleyan, and her husband's a pastor at the Nazarene Church. But I had a hernia surgery done, and my mom's had 4, so I'm afraid that there might be more on the way. So I decided to knock off heavy lifting in my life. And so we're excited to have Jennifer on board with us.
Anybody else? Yes.
I'm Paul Weigel. I'm the community affairs person for Northwest Oklahoma for OG&E. I live in Woodward, and there was a couple of things I wanted to mention to you. OG&E has been in the news here lately about a rate review that we're in the big middle of, and I wanted to kind of explain a little bit of that to you. Most of those costs that we're asking recovery for were mandated by the federal government. We didn't really have a choice. They said you have to do this or basically shut those plants down. And we hear a lot in the news about different sides having different opinions about that. But again, it was mandated by the federal government. If every dollar that we're asking for in that rate review was granted, our bills would still be lower than the 2014 level. And that's because of decreased fuel costs and the income tax lowering that took effect a couple of years ago. So I just want everybody to know we're not trying to squeeze every penny out of our customers that we can. We just are asking for the ability to recover those expenses that we had to implement. Another thing, if you're an OG&E customer, you probably received a notice from us a month or 2 ago about scams, and we're surprised at how sophisticated some of the scam artists have become, and we didn't realize it until one of our employees received one of these calls. She kind of played along with the guy, and it was the usual, go to Walmart, go to Dollar General, get a prepaid Visa card, and call me back with a number. So she hung up with him and waited a little bit and called him back. And what his spiel was you're $600 past due on your residential account. If you don't pay this by 4 o'clock this evening, we're going to cut you off. Well, first of all, a $600 past due balance on a residential account is highly unusual. So know what your bills are. In case you get a call, you can go, no, this isn't right. So she called him back, and what really surprised us is when you call our customer service number, we have a recording. Press 1 for so-and-so, press 2 for so-and-so. They played that recording. Now, we don't think the automatic portion of it where you push a certain number was actually functioning. It was just they played that recording to where it sounded pretty real. So the guy came on the phone, and she talks to him, and finally she says, well, I just want you to know I'm an OG&E employee. And his response was, well, I figured as much. He said, you weren't creative enough in your lies. He said, I'm good at it. I do it every day. And they went back and forth a little bit, and finally he said, well, my suggestion to you is to find a fast-moving truck and jump in front of it, and hung up on her. So, please, 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 tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell anybody that will listen. Any reputable company, including OG&E, does not operate on prepaid Visa cards. We will not call you and tell you if you don't pay, we're going to cut you off today. Now, you might get a call from us and say, You have a past due balance, you need to take care of it. But we're not gonna tell you, go get a card, call us back. We do have the automatic dialing where we will notify our customers if they have a past due balance. But it's not demanding payment right then and there. So, we're not the only ones. I mean, all the utilities and other companies have fallen victims of this. And interestingly, we have noticed they seem to target churches more often than any other business. So I don't know what their reasoning is about that, but again, please, please warn everybody that will listen. Don't fall for it. And then thirdly, if you've noticed out here on Oklahoma, we have installed new street lights. Those are LED street lights. We are commencing a program to replace all of our street lights and security lights with LED lights. And the main reason is we can't get high pressure sodium and mercury vapor bulbs anymore. They're not available to us. And so we're making the transition to LEDs. It's not a transition in mass. We are replacing the existing high pressure and mercury vapors as they fail. If the bulb burns out, if there's a problem with the fixture, we'll put the LED in. Now, that does not mean that if you have a light that is not working, it's going to be an LED replacement, because it could be a fuse or something like that. But if it's a bulb or a fixture, it's going to get replaced with an LED. One thing you will notice about LED is it's a different light. One, it's a better quality light, if you will. It's a more natural light. But if you'll compare it to, say, a high pressure sodium, which is the orange light, it looks different. The globe on a high pressure sodium comes down below the fixture, and that globe glows. The LEDs don't have that. And the reason for it is the trend is doing away with light pollution. Anybody ever heard of light pollution? The LED light focuses its light more vertically and not out horizontally. So, I mean, depending upon the installation, you can be off at a distance and go, well, that light's not working. But when you get closer to it and you can see it, you realize it's on. So it is a different type of light. As I said, we are replacing the high pressure sodium and the mercury vapors as they fail. Which means, Joe Don, I don't want you out there with a BB gun.
I'm going to give it to my daughter and tell her to have fun.
So anyway, that's what's going on at OG&E. I hope you enjoy the LEDs as they come in. So, thank you.
Thank you. I might just say a couple of things from the university. We start our summer hours next Monday, which means 7 to 5:30, and off on Friday. But our main offices, recruitment, financial aid, registry, and bursar's office will be open. There will be a senior administrator also there on Fridays. So we're open for business the whole week. We start summer school right around June 1st. Looks like that's going to be good. We have a lot of different camps, especially athletic camps going on. If you haven't driven up by the campus, I think somebody alluded to it. Fine Arts is getting a window facelift. It's going to take a while because there are a lot of windows in that building, but I think it's going to look amazing. And the tennis courts, we were able to get those resurfaced. They're now in the process of getting some lighting for the tennis courts. So we invite our community to come up and use. I think we have the only tennis courts in town. So if you're looking to be able to play some tennis, that would be the place to do it. So. Anybody else? Yeah.
You've heard a lot about Gulp and Gallup already this morning. There's a lot of people in this room that already volunteer for it. But the dates are June 3rd through June 27th, and it's Monday through Thursday. The food bank has really improved the food, the actual food that the kids get, and so it's a lot better food than it has been in the past. And it's a free program to 18 and under kids. And our first year we had averaged about 100 kids a day. Now our numbers are about 50 a day, and so we would love to see our numbers back in the hundreds again. So spread the word to all the kids. It doesn't matter family income, it's free to whoever. And then the Methodist Church, our VBS program starts this Sunday. Again, free meal at 5:30, VBS 6 to 8, and we would love to have your kiddos out there.
Stand up in front of me. That felt awkward. I just want to tell you a couple things that's going on at the hospital. We have, if you've been on our Facebook page, seen we hired Jeremy Logston as a nurse practitioner. He will start with us soon after Labor Day, or Memorial Day. And so we're really excited to get him here. He'll be working in our urgent care alongside with Jennifer. That'll put Brian and Gwen and Paige back in their clinics more. They'll have more time back in their clinics. So we're excited to get Jeremy started. Working on physician recruiting. We've interviewed 2 docs. I've got another one this weekend to do. Pretty excited. There's one that's trying to make a final decision, so keep that one in your prayers. And then the one I'm talking to this weekend, very excited about that too. So, Kelly, as you probably read in the paper a couple of weeks ago, Kelly is now at the nursing home, doing a great job. Really excited about the future of our nursing home with Kelly working very hard, long hours, but Kelly does a great job, dedicated to making improvements, and I'm very excited about that. Christy Mormon, our HR director, is now over at the homestead. She took Kelly's place over there, and he continues to work with her to get her up to speed and working with the residents at the homestead. So really excited about Christy as well. We were happy to get her back last year, and this will keep her busy as well. So does anybody have any questions about anything at the hospital going on? Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and thanks for being here this morning.